What a night of boxing, man. We got a lot of entertainment today from the boxing space. I just want to give like acknowledgement to boxing. Man, we're doing it right, man. We're doing it right. The biggest fight in women's history, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, delivered, man. That is arguably in the running for fight of the year. I'm comfortable with saying that. It had very unpredictable moments. There was times where Katie's movement was giving Amanda's problem. There was times where Amanda's power was just too much for Katie, and she overwhelmed them. And yeah, and there was a clutch performance from Amanda Serrano in that 10th round, excuse me, where she had just lost three rounds, probably 3 rounds in a row, and came out in that 10th round, that last round, and won it. I felt like she got robbed, man. I honestly do. I felt like she beat Katie Taylor. I felt like at the end of the fight, who would you rather have been? Man, Katie Taylor got hurt multiple times. There was multiple times you thought that she was going to get stopped. But no, Amanda just kept on coming. I mean, excuse me, Katie just kept on moving, never abandoned her game plan. Definitely showed she had heart. Definitely showed she had dog in her. But to be honest, I don't think she won that fight. I don't think she won that fight. Uh, but and that's something I was worried about before. My friend from Twitter, Yiyo, he was saying like, "Yo, man, I hope Amanda just gets the knockout because with Katie being the promoter's fight, I doubt they're gonna give Amanda a decision." And he was right. He was right. I definitely gave that fight to Amanda Serrano. I had it 7-3. 7-3. No, 6-4, probably 6-4. I don't know, man. I'm very disappointed with the judges today. Yo, two of the judges gave just Amanda 3 rounds. What the fuck fight were you watching? How are you a professional judge and you turn that card in? How do you a professional judge and you only gave Amanda Serrano 3 rounds? Get the fuck out of here, man. You want to tell me you thought Katie Taylor won? I disagree with you, but come on. Amanda only won 3 rounds? Yo, you a fucking clown, bro. You a clown. Those judges, and I believe one of them was Glenn Feldman, who's actually a good judge in his own right. That was a bad card. That was a bad card he turned in. I was very disappointed in him. Very. Let me check the scorecards because this shit was ridiculous. Oh, they haven't put it up on BoxRec yet because I wanted to see. I wanted to call them out by name, man. I wanted to call them out by name because this some bullshit what they did to Amanda, the scoring. Yo, two of the judges only gave Amanda 3 rounds. Yo, that is an absolute disgrace. That's an embarrassment to boxing right there, man. The fact that this is how they treat in the sport when it comes to judging. Get the fuck out of here, man. Amanda won that fight. Amanda won that fight. And as far as the Shakur Stevenson Oscar Valdez fight, uh, a lot of people may not have been excited, enjoyed that performance, but that's a performance I love, man. He showed fantastic footwork. Yo, his reflexes, man, I haven't seen reflexes like that since what, Floyd? And I'm not saying he's gonna be Floyd. I'm saying just on that aspect. His reaction time to when Oscar Valdez was gonna punch was fantastic. There was a lot of punches that Oscar Valdez missed by just 1 inch, 2 inches. I was like, I was very, very impressed with his performance. Very, very impressed. And I think although he didn't get the stoppage, he did drop Oscar Valdez once, and he hurt him a couple times. I just felt like he didn't see it necessary to press more since he was dominated so badly. And at times he was dominating so much that Oscar Valdez was holding off, opening up. Like there was times Valdez was getting countered so much that he was getting so frustrated, not wanting to fight, and was pounding his gloves. He kept doing that all fight, kind of like, fuck, I just can't hit this guy. The only punches he was really landing was to the body. He wasn't landing no headshots on Shakur Stevenson like that. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yo, hell yeah. Hell yeah was a great night of boxing overall today. Absolutely. Bro, if it was a draw, I would be less mad. But damn, they really gave it to Katie. Yo, for real. How the fuck you give? Yo, two of the judges gave just Amanda 3 rounds. That lets me know there was no way Amanda was gonna win the decision. There was no way. She had to fucking knock her out, or she wasn't getting the fight. That's how it was. Yo, and Amanda held that shit with grace, man. She didn't go out and make a whole big scene. She celebrated her. She said, "Yo, congratulations to Katie Taylor." Like, it almost was Chris Mannix who had to bring it out of her. Like, "Oh, do you think you won?" And she was like, "Yeah, I thought I won, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's all right." They talked about doing a rematch in Ireland. This time, each fighter getting $2 million. I like the idea of that. And if that fight does happen like that, I might have to travel out there. I'll be honest with you. That the first fight was that good. Amanda totally brung it. For a great fight, hurt her a lot of times. And again, yo, she did that as a featherweight. And you can imagine she was a full-blown lightweight. Come on, man. Amanda Serrano won that fight, man. She won that fight. No way Taylor won that fight. She was hurt multiple times in the fight. Absolutely. Taylor beat Serrano the same way Taylor beat Catterall. No, I agree. And yo, there was one round I gave Amanda 10-8. There was one round she dominated so much. I forget which round it was that I gave it to her 10-8. So Katie, there was rounds she won, obviously. I didn't say Amanda, won every single round, but she definitely didn't she definitely didn't win no 10-8 rounds. She didn't dominate any rounds to the point where he's like, whoa, like Amanda's hurt. She got hurt multiple times, Katie did. Multiple times. And she lost the 10th round. That's what I'm saying. That 10th round, if you thought it was close with Katie Taylor winning those last like 3-4 rounds in a row, that 10th round should have showed you what Amanda was made of. She came out there, and if you had it close, she made it a draw on your card. If you had it close, she made it a 6-4, her favor on your card. And she didn't get it, man. I thought Amanda won. So I got my guest on. Shout out to my guy Truth from Truth.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? You had me scared. I thought you was gonna be able to hop on.
Nah, I'm here. I'm a little tired, but we here, man.
Bro, hey, I'm tired of shit too, but I was like, I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it.
Hey, man, listen. Again, I appreciate that comment. You woke me up, man. This is the golden era of boxing, man. I promise you, man. I was just telling some people that with Serrano and Taylor, that's the fight of the year so far. A lot of people
before you got on.
A lot of people keep saying the Lubin and Fondora fight, which was a great fight, but that fight was not as important as this fight was. You know what I mean? You had two people coming out. I mean, even when you kind of breaking that fight down, man, Katie Taylor, to me, Katie Taylor clearly won the first 3 rounds. She was boxing. She was on the back foot. She was timing Serrano. Serrano wasn't able to get in and get her work done. And then after that 3rd round, Serrano was able to kind of close the distance, land those power shots, hurt her. To me, the 5th round could have been a 10-8 round for Serrano.
Yeah, I had a 10-8. You know I had a 10-8.
And I said that the 5th round could have been a 10-8 round for Serrano. I do think that and after that, I think she hurt her multiple rounds after that. But I think in those championship rounds, I think Katie Taylor, those are swing rounds. Like, you know what I mean? She got back, she bounced back a little bit. But I think the rounds that Katie Taylor won, they were close. The rounds that Serrano won, she clearly won them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, that was
I thought Amanda won. Especially with that I thought she won that last round. She bit down on that fucking mouthpiece, came out and won that 10th round. I don't know. It feels wrong that Amanda won.
Yeah. It felt like it should have been a draw.
Yeah, I would have accepted it. I would have accepted it. I thought Amanda won, but I would have accepted it.
No, you know what? And to be honest, I think Katie edged that fight. But I could see why you feel that way. I could see. I mean, because I mean, if you looking at it, like I said, the rounds. If you squeaking out rounds, and then this other person is dominatingly winning rounds, it's like, you know what I mean? I understand.
It's like they gave every single swing round to Katie Taylor. Yo, one judge only gave Amanda 3 rounds.
Yeah,
bro.
that was
two judges.
Yeah.
Two judges only
yeah,
gave Amanda 3 rounds.
The
Come on,
scorecards,
man.
the
You a fucking
scorecard,
clown turning in that
yeah,
scorecard.
the scorecard was horrible. Scorecard was horrible. No way.
Yo, it's like she had to get a knockout. She had to.
Yeah.
If not, she wasn't getting a decision. She
Yeah,
wasn't.
that scorecard was horrible, man.
But by the way, while I was watching the fight, I was like, oh, I knew I was coming on with you. I was like, oh shit, Amanda's from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. Shakur Stevenson from Newark.
Yeah,
You're from Newark.
Yeah, exactly.
And we both got to see our hometown fighters fight today.
Yes,
Fortunately for you, your hometown fighter won.
Yes.
What did you make of his performance?
Man, listen, man, that was an elite. Listen, I was in here, and I had to calm myself down because I knew we was coming on here, and I didn't want to lose my voice. You know, I had a lot of space going on.
I ain't calmed down. You can hear my voice going.
Or was methodical. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, guys like to talk about, I want to see this guy hit. I want to see, but that's not in it's not in his DNA. He's just a guy that is built into his. He's disciplined enough to where he's literally playing the game of hit and not get hit, man. This was I don't think you could have outboxed Valdez no other way. I wish you could have got him out of there, but I think Valdez is one of them guys. You're not just going to be able to knock Valdez out. You know what I mean? And we've seen him hurt way worse than this multiple times, but he clearly outclassed Oscar Valdez. Clearly outclassed him.
Yo, bro, his footwork was fantastic. And honestly, his reflexes is the best I've seen since Floyd Mayweather. I'm talking about his reflexes. I'm not talking about his skills, anything else. It was like he knew every time Oscar Valdez was going to throw a punch. There was a lot of punches where he was just leaning his head back and Oscar Valdez was missing by like just an inch. Yeah. It was a fantastic performance. He had great footwork. He danced around that ring. He showed a great boxing IQ. I came away impressed. Some people said they needed to see a knockout to be impressed by this. I personally did not. Yeah, that performance was good enough for me.
No, me too, man.
Yeah, yo, Oscar Valdez barely landed any punches. At no point, I can't even think of a flush punch that landed on Shakur's face. Oscar was landing body shots, but not to the head.
I mean, just like his lead hand, like the jab was where it was supposed to be. His lead hand was where it was supposed to be. He was controlling Oscar Valdez's head. He just, man, that was a great performance. And you know what's crazy? Keyshawn Davis outperformed him.
You know, I actually missed the Keyshawn Davis fight.
Yeah.
You know, at balancing TVs and shit.
Yeah, I know, man. It's rough, man.
But I did see the stoppage on replay. I just saw the stoppage and damn, he caught that motherfucker with like 19 left hooks. And yo, he fought a guy 18-1 in his fifth fight. You got to give a man credit for that.
Yeah, man.
Already fighting scheduled 8-round fights. Who does that at 4-0?
That's man. I don't know if Top Rank, because they had the interview yesterday before the fight, and he was talking about how he wants to move slow as possible because he understands once you get to those level of fights up there, there's no going back and forth once you get up there. And so he was like, he understand that. But with performances like what he just did, I don't know, man.
No, but he should stay at that level. At that level, fight a guy who's 12-2.
Yeah,
13-1. Fight guys like that. Don't go up to fucking, fighting a contender, fighting Isaac Cruz.
No.
You know, then you stuck fighting at that level. Like, you're not going to be able to fight him, beat him, and then go back to fighting somebody normal. Nah. So I agree with you. Like, just move him a certain way, and he'll be all right.
So wait, what you about to say?
No, my bad.
With that performance, obviously, we know that Oscar Valdez we'll never see him in a ring with Shakur Stevenson again. So it's like, if you Oscar, like, where do you go from here? Like, what do you do now?
That's a good point, man. I mean, I don't know who Top Rank is gonna feed Navarrete to, but I would love to see a Valdez Navarrete fight. If he wants to test out 135 there, or as opposed to going straight for Shakur Stevenson. Also, who else is at 130 that they got? I mean, they got Henry LeBron, but I don't think he's ready for that level just yet. He's still a prospect, although I am high on him, but that he's not ready for that kind of action. I mean, if he moves up to 135, He has a lot of options.
Who? No, I'm talking about Valdez. You talking about Valdez moving up to 35?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he only made one defense of his. I mean, this is only his third fight at 130.
I mean, he was taking fucking flat tummy tea to lose weight. You know, now that you're not using it, just move up to 130.
I don't know if them guys gonna be. I don't know if he could compete with them guys about 135.
Nah, you're right. No, but like I said, Navarrete would be a good fun fight of a champion moving up in weight. But I think Top Rank is saving him for Shakur.
Yeah, I think so too.
What do you think both go from here?
Well, Shakur has been saying that he wants to unify and become undisputed, but I just don't. With all of the smoke that's up there at 135, and how with that being the hottest division, and Shakur wanting to become this star, I don't think he's going to stay at 130 because I mean, besides a potential fight with Navarrete or a WBC mandatory and O'Shaquie Foster, what are you going to? I mean, and I'm just saying, but I mean, O'Shaquie could fight, but it's just. What do you do if that? I mean, what do you do?
So, and the unification opportunities don't even look that enticing. Like Kenichi Ogawa, some guy who tested positive for steroids before.
Yeah,
you know, somebody who we all think Tevin Farmer really beat, but they robbed him.
Yeah, exactly.
That fight really doesn't do nothing for me. And then when you think of the fight, the other guy is Roger Gutierrez, who has a mandatory with Hector Luis Garcia, my Dominican brother. Let's say the winner of that fight, the winner of that fight doesn't really necessarily excites me. You know, maybe if Hector Luis Garcia wins, it'll excite me because I'm Dominican. But I'm being honest, like the regular common boxing fan, that fight doesn't really do nothing for him either. So I don't know where he goes from here, but he's mentioned wanting to be undisputed at 130 multiple times.
Yeah, he definitely has. But if I'm his team. Move him up, man. Let him get a Richard Comey or something like that, man. Welcome him to 135 and let him get in the mix too with Shakur and Lomachenko coming in the mix. You know what I mean? And shit, you got all these guys doing this stuff. It's Tank contract coming up. Micah do something with that. It's just a lot of stuff going on, man. It's a lot.
Man, I was watching this fight and I was like, man, this guy destroys Tank. And I don't mean destroys Tank in a sense like knock him out. I mean like Tank not fucking with Shakur, man. I'm gonna go on record and say that Tank is not fucking with Shakur.
We will have to see because I just think that Tank haven't had to go in his bag. Like, I think it's still another level to Tank that we haven't seen yet. To be honest, I think we started to see a little bit of it when he was fighting with one hand against Isak Cruz. But I think it's a level on a. I think Tank would go into a fight with Shakur Stevenson not. I mean, I think we just got this habit of seeing Tank get hit a lot. You know what I mean? So when you see a guy get hit, you automatically assume like, yeah, he gets hit too much for Shakur Stevenson. But he might come in with a whole different game plan because he know the level of competition. He might get up a different type of way for this fight. But,
I just feel like with the exception of Tank's last fight, he's very power dependent. Like always, like I know eventually if I land it, you're gonna go. But with Shakur, it's not a guarantee you're gonna fucking land it. Yeah. That dude's defense was fantastic today, man. That was a masterclass performance. Definitely. If you're a real boxing fan, that's what excites you. Yes, knockouts are cool. Don't get me wrong. I love knockouts. But man, a performance like that gets me just as excited. Hey, he showed his Olympic pedigree.
Exactly. And what I was going to add to that is I think Shakur kind of messed his own stuff up because I think had he would have not kept mentioning how he wanted to mentally break Valdez down and make Valdez quit, I think that's what was driving Valdez at the end of those rounds. Because you would see when Shakur was coming 1-2 up top and bringing the jab back down to the body hard as hell like that, you could see in Valdez's face, like even when he started to reset, he kept resetting. He's like, fuck. You know what I mean? You could see it's just like, man, damn. But I think in his mind, he was like, I can't quit. I can't give him what he said he was going to, get out of me. But yeah, I think he broke Valdez's will in that fight, man.
Yeah, and he frustrated him because Valdez was missing so much. There was a lot of times when Valdez was like smack his gloves, like, fuck, I just can't hit him.
Yeah.
Like it was like an amazing, masterful performance.
Somebody in the space said he was hitting his gloves more than he was hitting Shakur.
That's hilarious. No, but it's the truth, man. He was getting frustrated, and you got to be honest. it was Shakur who was making him frustrated. It wasn't nothing that, oh, I couldn't get off. Oh, my arm hurt. No, it was Shakur Stevenson was outboxing the shit out of you. And he wasn't running. He was just there boxing. And he was landing his own shots. Yo, at the end of the fight, Oscar Valdez head looked like a fucking tomato, how red it was. Like, it wasn't like he was just running. He was landing his shots, too. I came away really, really impressed with Shakur Stevenson. And this is the fight, to me, that put him on the map for me. I've always been aware that he's a talented fighter. Don't get me wrong. But he was just missing this kind of performance for me to really put that stamp on him. I know he had a great performance last time out against Jamel Herring. Yeah. But to be honest, Jamel Herring is, to me, he's not one of the best champions that was at 130. To be honest, like, I just felt like he's one of those guys that if there was less belts, he wouldn't have gotten a belt ever.
And then again, remember, him and Shakur were sparring partners before and all of that. So it's not like Shakur didn't know him or go into that fight with a level of confidence because he had already worked with him so many times before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once you got a person's rhythm already, and now you're going into the fight, that's half the battle. That's why a lot of times guys like Canelo and Shakur, and Crawford lose the first 3-4 rounds because they're trying to gather the guy's rhythm. If Shakur's going into a fight already knowing your rhythm and he's the superior fighter, a stoppage was definitely like on the table, which happened. But no, this is the fight where I'm like, no, Shakur's a bad motherfucker. This is the fight that solidified it for me.
Great performance.
How do you feel as a Newark native?
Man, listen, I was just telling somebody, man, it's so hard to make it out of, coming from where we from, it's so hard making it out of Newark, man, that I feel, and then the thing is, it's not even the fact that he a guy making it out of Newark, it's the level that he performing on. And he's a little brash, right? He's going to tell you how he feels. I mean, he told Oscar what he was going to do to him. You know what I mean? He told him that he was going to break him down and he was going to break his will. You know what I mean? And that's what we saw at the end of this fight. I just don't see nobody that's going to get in the ring and just easily lay hands on him. This is a fight, man. These guys are professionals. Oscar Valdez had an 8-week camp and practiced and sweated and tears and blood and guts and sparring to try to hit this man and was not successful in landing shots. He focused straight weeks for that. You know what I'm saying? That speaks to a true testament of a man's skill. These guys, we got fighters that we like, you might get touched up. Shakur is in there not getting hit, bro. Right in the pocket. Mid-range fighting, bro.
And to add to boot, this is something we didn't discuss. Valdez is a quality fighter coming off his biggest win, who just beat Burchelt, who pretty much was the man at 130 before he got knocked out. I picked Burchelt to beat Valdez. So he's coming off I know he's coming off the Conceição one, but I'm saying like that win was 2 fights ago. It's not like he's
in his prime.
Yeah, he's fighting in his prime, but they're both similar size. It wasn't like, a blown up featherweight, that he's fighting. No, he's fighting him in his prime and totally dominated and took his belt. So now he has 2 of the belts. And if he really is serious about trying to go for undisputed, that excites me. It excites me the fact that the possibility of fighting a Hector Luis Garcia.
Yeah.
But you're right. The casual boxing fan, they're not going to get excited unless he's fighting a Haney or Loma or Tank or Ryan. Yeah. And that's all at 135.
Yeah. Yeah, man, this guy, dude, this was a good one, man. It's hard. You're hard pressed to kind of really. I mean, I don't even think it's really a reason for him to stay at 130. I mean, if he's just trying to pick up accolades and let the belt situation shake out, a little bit. Obviously, man. But man,
I mean, to be fair, he did just kind of move up to 130. It's not like he's been at 130 for like 4 years. So it's not unreasonable for him to say, like, guys, I just moved up to 130. I'm not moving up to 135 and competing. You understand what I'm saying? Like against much bigger guys when I just moved up to 130. It could be that. So he goes, while I'm here, there's not a lot of smoke for me, but what I can do is get undisputed, which will add to my legacy.
Yeah, because he had Caraballo, Nakathilia, Herring, and then Valdez. So this was his fourth fight at 130.
Yeah, and he's a young guy, you know.
Yeah. He's
He's
young.
a young guy. He'll have time to grow into those divisions.
A lot of growing, a lot of maturing, man. But yeah, this was a great.
No, and even if he doesn't get the guys that are there now, the next crop is good too. He has a Rios there. You know, who knows? Keyshawn Davis. I know they're friends, but you never know those guys can fight each other.
They're not gonna fight each other. Them guys like brothers, man. They really came up in the same gym. That's why they. I mean, when you look at both of them, you compare they similar fighters. One's just orthodox, and the other one is southpaw, man.
You know, I hate that friendship, man. Like, yo, come on, man. Like,
when you
got to find out who's the best, man. I hate that friendship.
I mean, I think maybe at the end of their careers, they might give us one. You know what I mean? But I mean, you can't. I understand what you're saying too, though. But you know, especially, I think it's enough space for both of them to operate. You know what I mean, safely without stepping on each other's toes, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, there's still other guys, Frank Martin. There's a lot of guys that are coming up at 135. Exactly. Eventually, when he moves up, they'll be, you know, in their prime. They'll probably have a belt, and he'll be able to fight them.
Now, so, I never thought I would ask you this, but how do you feel about Nico?
Nico, man, he scored a fantastic knockout. Like, I didn't even think, to be honest, I didn't even think this was going to be a topic of conversation.
Me neither.
I just thought we was going to be like, probably if somebody did bring it up, it was going to be on some funny shit.
Yeah.
But nah, he did his thing. Like, when somebody impresses you, you have to give him the credit.
Sure.
And he impressed me. I was not expecting a highlight reel knockout from Nico Ali Walsh today. I wasn't. And, you know, ESPN probably going to make that top 5, you know, ESPN Sports Center and give him the plug. Oh, look, he got this highlight reel knockout. Who knows? Maybe he's just finding out that he has heavy hands. I don't know, but I cannot say I wasn't impressed with the knockout.
Yeah.
How about you?
And I was impressed with that too, man. I was very impressed with him, man. I mean, because like I said, man, I had a little ticket in, man. So I didn't get it, man, because I had Shakur by KO, but I had Nico by KO, I had Keyshawn by KO, and I had you know what I'm saying,
Stevenson by KO, yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, I just that was a great performance by I mean, I can't say great performance by Nico Ali, but I mean he looked good. And then with Keyshawn, not with Keyshawn, with Shakur proposing to his girlfriend after that is huge. That as far as promoting yourself, I don't think it was nothing bigger he could have done after that, because even now with the women, so now you with casuals and stuff like that, even Monday morning office talk, hey, did you hear about the boxer that proposed to his wife in the ring? Yeah, I saw it on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that was, I'm not saying he did that as a PR stunt or nothing like that, but I think for promotion, that is great, man. That's great.
The only thing is, I do think he did it in a weird way. He did it when the interview was about to start. She said yes. He hugged her. And then they just kind of like pulled her to the side and they kept going on with the interview. Like, she didn't really get to enjoy the moment. Like, she's like, okay, now I got to wait until my man is done with his interview. Like, I thought he should have done it at the end of the interview. Like, all right, but hold on. Before you go, I just want to say this and do it on national TV. But either way, congrats to him, man. And I agree with you. A lot of women like seeing shit like that. You know, I'm sure there's some kids as well. Like, that's just a feel-good story when you see a young man getting, you know, finding a woman that he wants to spend the rest of his life with. So it was a good moment. Good moment.
Yeah, man, that was real dope, man. Beautiful performance, man. Do you think, like, so what could Oscar have done different to you? I mean, in that fight, I mean,
he could have not shown up, man. Like that he was not beating that man Stevenson, man. Nah, but I answer your question. The only thing he could have done, he could have gave Stevenson a bunch of looks by changing his levels. And what I mean by that is throwing a quick jab to the body, then throwing it to the head, then throwing an overhand to the right, to his head, and then throwing the left hook. And it's kind of like changing the levels on a more consistent level, consistent way. And using his jab a little bit more, but it's kind of looked like he was just trying to walk him down and figure him out with his legs. Yeah. But you can't do that with Shakur. His footwork is way too good.
And he was controlling Oscar head and all of that. I mean, Kenny Bailey's eventually told him to stop lately, but he just had complete control. I mean, the little bit of success Oscar did have was with the lead right hand. I mean, with the lead cross, he had some success with that. He was able to kind of flick it out real quick and catch Shakur from time to time, but it was never nothing with too much credit. I mean, he hit Shakur flush a couple times. I think for people that wanted to talk about, I mean, I don't know, man. For a fighter that just doesn't get hit like clean, he landed some, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying he landed 0 punches. Yeah, he landed punches, but nothing of significance. Nothing where you're like, ooh. You never went, oh my God. Like, no, you just kind of like, oh, he got caught. Like, whatever. That's no big deal. You know, it's a boxing match. I expect him to get punched.
Yeah.
You know, but he just didn't get hit with anything significant, I felt, you know, except to the body. He did get hit to the body, but again, it's a fight. It's going to happen. Oscar Valdez is a Mexican fighter. That's what they know for. They know for attacking the body. And he had some success with that, but not enough to win enough round to win any rounds, basically. You know, it's basically a shutout almost.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, man. Good work, man. Good work.
Nah, man, but like you said, so let's talk. Let's get back, because you seem to have really caught on to when I said that this is we living in a golden era.
Yeah.
Do you feel when you talk on Chicken Talk and all these other spaces, do you think they realize that as well, or do you think everybody's kind of just living fight by fight?
Now, I think that some guys are seeing that. I know now some guys, obviously, with the Spence Crawford fight, you know, conversations like that come up again. Oh, we ain't got to fight this when he's over marinated and this and that. But I think that guys are understanding that. I mean, we got Canelo Alvarez next week, man. We got Jamel Charlo after that. David Benavidez. I mean, we just got
Tank after that. Yeah,
Tank after that. The schedule, and then we got an undisputed at lightweight. You know what I mean? A unification at 118 with Donaire and anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And then at 175, you got a 3-belt unification with Smith and Beterbiev.
Man, we just getting these fights. We got it. And then granted, I know people that not talking about this a lot, but we got a undisputed women's champ at 168.
Yo,
no, that was a good fight too.
That was a good fight. Yo, it's just the amount of unification / undisputed runs that are happening. Mm-hmm. It's happening at a historic clip. Like it's never been this good. It's never been this good.
Exactly.
I can't. When can you have said that 135 is going to be undisputed, 140 is already undisputed, 147 looks like it's about to be undisputed, and then 154 is already undisputed? Yo, that's a bunch of weight classes in a row. And then if you skip 168, I mean 160, 168's undisputed.
Yeah.
I love the era we're living in. And again, this is a perfect time to become a YouTuber. Perfect.
And then look, and after 2 weeks, we'll be one fight away. I mean, after a couple of weeks, we'll be one fight away from undisputed at 175.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right. And it's already one fight away in the heavyweight division. You know, the winner Wilder, I keep saying Wilder, Joshua Usyk. Damn, man, my bad. Joshua Usyk, the winner of that already has 3 belts. Fight Fury for that remaining, and that there you go. It's undisputed. Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that this. But what was the official score for the KD Taylor, Amanda Serrano?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I was counting in the middle, and I got into it too much, man. I started screaming and jumping around.
Yeah, me too.
My score, man. But like I said, I had Katie Taylor winning the first 3 rounds clear, and my and then Amanda, she was just, and I think that I don't know why. I mean, because in those later rounds, I don't know if it was Katie just was moving around too much and was just slowing up, but Serrano had a hard time gaining distance those first 3 rounds. She, like I said, she was able to work her way in the middle rounds and hurt her in round 5, hurt her in round 6. Like, you know what I mean? She when her rounds that she won them. But like I said, Kelly, at the end of the fight, Katie Taylor started to get back on her, you know what I mean? Back on her, start timing her again. But I mean, that was a close fight, man. That fight is either way. I wouldn't have been mad I wouldn't have been mad either way. Draw, Katie Taylor, Serrano, I would not have been mad either way. I just feel like Katie Taylor outboxed her a little bit and kind of edged that out. I would say even like 6'4", I would say. You know what I mean?
Okay. I saw it about 6'4" for Amanda. That's how I pretty much saw it. Again, I like you didn't score. I was trying to keep count in my head. I thought she won. I thought she did a fantastic job. I do like the fact that after the fight, Katie Taylor was like, "Hey, you want to do it for $2 million in the rematch in Ireland?" Yo, you know what I'm saying? He said, like, we just got 1 million each. Let's get 2 million each for a rematch in Ireland. I like that. And I also like that the fact that you know, it was very like respectful afterwards. Even Amanda was like, "Yeah, I thought I won, but what are you gonna do? That happens." Like, still, you know, let's all support women's boxing. And it was very, very like a beautiful moment. And they sold out Madison Square Garden, big room. I wish I was there, but I was like, nah, I want to go live afterwards. I was like,
I'm just trying to think what could Amanda have done, because she had Katie hurt a couple times. I'm just talking about what could she have done to get her out of there, because she clearly, bro, had her hurt.
I felt like at times when she had her hurt, she was smothering her work sometimes. You know, it wasn't that she wasn't landing still. It just, had she just back up a little and been a little bit more sharp with her punches, more precise, I feel like the punches would have landed harder.
Yeah.
And she would have been able to stop her, or at least drop her a couple times.
Yeah. I thought,
a couple times she was wobbling, and
exactly.
You know, you can maybe hit her hard the correct way, drop her, and get a proper 10-8 round. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, man. I would love to see a rematch of that fight, man.
That's the only women's fight that I want to see. Period. To be honest, like for either one, I can't tell you another rival that I would like to see. You know, Katie in or Amanda. And like, can you, like, who's another, like, oh, you know what, she should fight her and she should fight her while they wait to figure it out. Nah, I want to see this fight next, man.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
and look, I'm gonna toot my horn a little bit, man, because I posted this and people gave me a lot of trash talk about that Liam Williams and Jesse Vargas fight, man. And that was a real good fight, man. I was surprised that Liam Smith was able to go through. I'm surprised I'm even talking about Liam Smith, but
no, I was surprised too how dominant he came out, especially the run of Mexican fighters beating your British fighters. I was like, yo, Eddie don't fucking learn, man. And Jesse came out hard, man.
Yeah.
He just kind of like got tired out. He kind of tired out and then ended up losing and ended up getting stopped. You know, I felt that was more fatigue, him not able to do what he wanted to do, than it was Liam Smith really showing his skills and shit like that.
Yeah. But Liam Smith was going through the gears. I mean, he started even in that third or fourth round when you thought like, well, this is the best. We just going to be a slugfest. He started to take it up a level. So now you look at him like, oh, he kind of lapping. He kind of lapping Jesse Vargas a little bit. He really, I mean, he's going through the gears, and he started going to the body more. And then I think it might have been that fourth or fifth round. He came out, man, and he just stayed on the gas the whole round. I was like, oh, I mean, he definitely showed it that he's still a top guy at 154.
How about Ammo Williams blasting out my undefeated prospect in one round? Yo, Ammo Williams has been making statement after statement, and I'll be honest, I've been sleeping on him. He's been impressing me, and I have not been talking about him on my channel.
Yeah, he had a couple fights since he came back from the mental health thing. We're glad to see him back from that. I think he beat, I think it was a Mexican guy he beat the first time. He beat Quintavious Cash, but I really didn't. I thought that stoppage was a little too early. That Cash fight. But and then now Cordell Booker, man, he's impressing. And like I always say on the spaces, man, Eddie Hearn matches his American prospects tough. I don't know. What is it? I don't know if he's just trying to get him off the books. I don't know if he don't like him or whatever.
He wants to know who's good already. He's like, yo, I wasted enough money on Andrade and Devin Haney. I need to know who's good.
Yeah, but he matches his American prospects tough, and this was a good tough fight, man.
Nah, man. Ammo Williams for sure. I got him like on my list as prospect to watch, man. He really impressed me that last fight. Or you know, like, it's almost refreshing when you see a guy who's stepping up early in his career and is stepping up and showing his self-worthy. He's showing that, no, I can perform in moments. I'm out here scoring first round knockouts against guys you are saying are gonna be my a big test of my career and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's also, and I hope and I wish him nothing but success, because he's in the middleweight division. and the middleweight needs a fucking shot in the arm. And I feel like he could be just that. He's 11-0 with 9 knockouts, bro. 9 knockouts. He's on a 3 knockout streak.
Yeah, and he beat Dennis Douglas too. Remember?
Yeah, he beat Dennis Douglas, my Brooklyn brother. He definitely did. And again, every time I've seen him, for the most part, he's impressed. I can't keep ignoring that. Yeah, I like him. I like him, and I want to see more of him for sure.
Well, I definitely want to see him move slow because he's one of those guys that was an athlete and then just transitioned his athleticism over to boxing. So he hasn't been boxing a long time. He's just super athletic, man. You know what I mean?
He's 25. He's 25.
So I'm just saying. But he's not a guy that's been boxing since he was a kid.
When did he start? Do you know?
I believe he started around like in his late teens. You know what I mean?
Well, hold on. I'm looking at it right now, and he says amateur highlights. He was a 2016 U.S. national champion. So he won 3rd place in that tournament. My bad. So he's been at least boxing since 2016. That's 6 years from now. So
yeah,
he's definitely got years under his belt.
Yeah, but mind you, he's 25. So at least, but that's still late to start. You know what I mean? These guys start at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For you to be late 17, 18, you know what I mean, starting to box, man. Yeah, you know what I mean?
But I honestly felt like the DAZN card was solid top to bottom. There was some fights that were better than others. And you gotta and listen, I've been somebody who shit on the DAZN app before.
Yeah.
You gotta admit, lately they've been giving us quality. What was that Filipino southpaw that just fought on the Thursday night? Non-Cajas, what's his name?
Mesito
Jester.
Yeah.
Mesito Jester versus Joel Diaz. Yeah. That was a good ass fight.
Yeah.
They gave us Mick Conlon versus Lee Wood, Chocolatico versus Martinez. They're giving us the Rungvisai, Bam Rodriguez. That's a fantastic card. And this card, the whole card, top to bottom, was good. I feel like DAZN is giving us good money, giving us quality fights.
And remember that Mauricio, not Mauricio, what was it? That Williams Zepeda undercard was fire too. I don't know if you remember that when.
Oh yeah. We were on the space together.
Yeah, we all were. Yeah, that card was fire.
There was some Mexican dude. His record was record was like 19-8 or something. But he came. That dude. Those 8 fighters that beat him was some tough motherfuckers. He was a warrior.
Yeah, he came to fight. See that, and that was the DAZN card, man.
Yeah, no. I gotta give credit. I gotta give credit to DAZN. And I'm somebody who has shitted on them in the past. I've called them a scam. I've called them that they robbing me. I've threatened to fucking stop my subscription. But I like, when they shut you up, you gotta give them the credit. When they doing what you were complaining they weren't doing, you gotta give them the credit for doing what you said they weren't. And right now they're giving us entertaining fights, man. I really can't complain.
No, not at all, man. This has been beautiful.
Yeah. So
man. I'm just excited about the night, man. Overall.
Nah, bro, me too. Yo, I had a fantastic night. So we started it off with Jake Donovan on Lefty Space, where we got to ask him questions about what's going on in boxing, and that was cool. After that, I started my space. You were on it, and we all just kept talking about different things that are happening in boxing as well as these fights. Then we get these fantastic fights, and now I'm here streaming with you. Shit, I'm living the good life, bro.
Yeah,
I'm living the good life, man. Again, this is life in the golden era. I'm gonna save this fucking clip so for when my son is living in his era and it ain't the golden era, I'm gonna be like, listen to the type of day I had one day in the golden era.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
Nah, man, I'm excited. So this Saturday, next Saturday we got a Canelo versus Bivol. I don't know if you want to fully break the fight down. I'm not sure if you're giving your predictions yet, but that fight is a lot more competitive than people are making it out to be. What's your thoughts?
Man, I got Bivol by decision.
Whoa.
Listen, man.
Okay. Somebody getting, trying to shake up the live.
I've been studying some game tapes, man. I've been studying some game tapes, man. I think I like what I see, man.
What is it that you see in Bivol that you think could give Canelo trouble?
I think, unlike a lot of these guys, I think that Bivol is going to make Canelo fight. I think that for some reason, when you talk about somebody that can control a distance, and somebody that has a good jab, for some reason, it's synonymous in people's head that this guy's a runner, and he's not, right? So he kind of bounces in and out. He stays in and out of range, but he's not far. You know what I mean? And Canelo has to get. He's a combination puncher. You know what I mean? I just think he's going to come forward. He's going to be at 175. This is I don't want to say a new weight class for Canelo because he fought Sergey Kovalev here, but it's going to be a fight. He got a good defense. He got a good jab. He's a combination puncher. He's strong. I just think that he been coasting his last couple fights. But I mean, and not to be funny, but this guy's a Russian. You know, you want to talk about Mexicans. This guy's a Russian. He come to fight, man. I don't think he's gonna just. I don't think he's gonna go in there and lay down, man. So I mean, I believe Canelo could get it done for sure. But I got the Bivol by decision, man. I think Bivol is gonna outbox Canelo.
Wow. Listen, I do see the possibility of Canelo losing. Bivol is not only bigger, he also he might have the superior footwork. He's very crafty in that ring. He's very he's robotic, but a sharp robot, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And the fact that his footwork is so good and he's so disciplined with his hands, I can see his height and footwork being enough to stay away from Canelo, neutralizing Canelo's aggression and getting the decision. I can see that. I'm not predicting that, but I definitely could see that because Canelo likes to win, check the guy out for 2-3 rounds. He'll maybe lose the first 4 rounds and then figure it out and then start opening up with his adjustments. I think there's danger in that in this fight because he may do that and then be like, oh shit, I wasn't letting him win those rounds. He's winning these rounds. And now you're trying to play catch up. Now you're fighting more risky than you normally would. But I do think Canelo is smart enough to figure it out. And he's gonna break Bivol down a little bit. I don't think he stops him, but I do think he hurts him to the body enough to slow his footwork down and then impose himself. But again, this is a 50-50 fight.
Nah, it is for sure.
Yeah, and for the people that complain, oh, Canelo's not fighting Charlo, not fighting Andre, not fighting Benavidez, I feel like Bivol is better than those guys. And that's just me being honest. So you can't tell me he's ducking those guys when he's fighting somebody better than him, better than the guys you accusing him of ducking, and he's a weight class above.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think being better, that's debatable, but you know what I mean? I think he's good.
Let's go through the resume. Who the fuck are these guys beat? Who the fuck Benavidez beat?
But
who the fuck Boo Boo beat?
But you still talking about with Boo Boo? He's still a 2-division world champion. He still had Canelo. Canelo had a fight with him, which would have made him undisputed at 160. We never got that fight. Now we know why. We understand why. What happened with the how they petition and all of the other stuff, but that fight never happened at 54 or 60. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, sometimes just like Triple G in his heyday, he just couldn't get guys in the ring. You know what I mean? I think Andre had problems a little earlier with his career and his manager and promotion and all that, Rock Nation and all this other shit. I'm not even trying to give these guys excuses.
But what about Benavidez? He never unified with Plant.
He only defended one time.
No, but there was no discussion of him trying to unify with Plant. There was no discussion of him trying to fight anybody.
He won the belt. He won the belt off Gavril, and he defended against Gavril. Then he popped for the coat, lost his belt. He won it against Darrell. He went to go make a defense against Angulo, and then he lost his belt on the scale.
Yeah, so there you go. Now that explains why he ain't get the why.
No, and I understand, but I just know, like I said, I mean, we talked about that before too. I think this next year from now on out, I think we'll get a round robin at 168. Obviously, to meet Boo Boo Andre moved up to 168. He got a fight next month too. I think his fight is on the same day as Benavidez, but since in the UK, I think it might be in the middle of the day. But and that's his last fight with his own. We may see Andre on the PBC card later this year, possibly.
No, you're right. You're right. And I hope when I see him on that side, he's fighting a Charlo, he's fighting a Benavidez, he's fighting a Plant, and not fighting the type of quality fighters he's been fighting lately.
Yeah. We gotta. I mean,
Not even lately. His whole career, he's never beat a world champion.
yeah, these guys. I mean, definitely got to step it up. And I think, I think he's willing to fight these other guys.
No, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that Andrade is not willing to fight people. That I don't doubt. But I do doubt that about Charlo. I do doubt that. I'll be
You
honest.
got that he's willing to fight.
Yo, he hasn't fought absolutely nobody in the middleweight division, probably with the exception of Deverenchenko, who's not a world beater, but definitely, a good contender. I'll say
people was
that.
picking Deverenchenko to win that fight too, but there were people out there picking Deverenchenko to beat.
Nah, I wasn't one of those guys. I knew Charlo was gonna win,
yeah.
but Deverenchenko's no pushover. I knew that Deverenchenko, is definitely not like somebody you just walk through and it's easy. You're gonna knock him out in the third round. Like, no. Deverenchenko isn't that type of dude. But besides him, he hasn't fought nobody in the middleweight division.
True.
So that's why it gets me frustrated when people try to say that Canelo's not fighting nobody. But then when you look at the guys they say he's ducking, they're not fighting nobody either. So it's like, listen, I keep this shit consistent. I don't give a fuck.
True, but Triple G got a rematch without fighting nobody.
Yo, but Triple G, how big of a draw is Triple G?
Yeah, but still, but when you saying that, you gotta look at if you can't say look at these guys and say look, like you just said, you got to keep it down the middle. You can't look at these guys and say who they fighting if you're not looking at this guy and say, hey, who's he fighting? He fought Steve Rules, Sarris Meta, and then he just fought what's his name? Who he just unified with, man?
Murata. Yeah, Murata's a good fighter, former gold medalist.
Man, and Murata ain't no big name, man.
No, he's not a big name here in America. He's a big name in Japan.
He's a draw. He's a draw in Japan for sure. I'm not down his. I mean, but the reason why he's a draw because he's just one of none. You know what I mean? That's what makes him a draw there.
So you don't think that after going undisputed and then in your next fight after going undisputed, you're fighting a light heavyweight. Yo, if you want to fucking fight Triple G after that run, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm okay with that.
I don't think Canelo could have went nowhere wrong. Fighting Bivol, I think that's a solid fight. It's a great fight. Bivol is the best boxer at 175, period. He's a better boxer than Joe Smith and a better boxer than Better Beef.
Yeah. And in the rankings, he's ranked number 2. So he's fighting the number 2 light heavyweight if you want to get technical.
Yeah, and I'm saying I don't think that Canelo could have went wrong. Whether he would have chose to fight Benavidez, whether he would have chose to fight Charlo or this fight, I don't think he went wrong either way. But
yeah, I did prefer the PBC deal that was on the table. Him fighting Benavidez and Charlo. I did prefer that offer. But apparently he got more money for DAZN. I'm not too privy to the numbers, but I'm pretty sure that was the selling factor.
And see me, that's me taking my hardcore hat off and just putting my fan hat on. My fan hat wanted to see a Charlo or a Benavidez fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit, make the Benavidez fight in Mexico. I would love to see that shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
They won't make enough money at the gate for that.
I mean, I'm just saying, you never know. But I mean, I was just throwing something out there, but I would have, from a fan perspective, I would have loved to see the 2 fights. But now, as a hardcore, I'm just kind of just looking at film. I've been watching Canelo, looking at Bivol. Now, as a hardcore, just looking at these styles make fights. Now, I'm really interested in next weekend. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure, man. And by the way, the undercard for that fight is actually good. You got Montana Love making his comeback fight. Yeah. I actually really like his last 2 performances.
He missed weight bad. Like
he missed weight bad. And one of the things about him missing weight, I remember Sean Porter was calling that card, and he said that they're both from Cleveland, and this is a habit that Montana Love has had since the amateurs. So I do want to keep an eye on that. Is this going to be a consistent problem? Or, it's just, you're a young fighter and you slipped up and now you're taking the sport more seriously. You're going to start making weight. I'm curious as to see how he handles that, but you're right though. That he did miss weight really bad. But again, I liked his performance though. He put in a solid performance in his last fight. Maybe it was a little bit overshined by the fact that he missed weight.
Yeah,
but I like his skills.
He performed his ass off though.
Yeah. There's also Philip Hergovich versus Zhang, the big Chinese heavyweight. This is two
Yeah.
undefeated fighters. A lot of people have been accused of ducking Filip Hrgović. So finally, he gets a fight where people are saying, like, okay, you beat this guy, you're going to have a little bit more of our attention. Because I'll be honest, I'm not high on Filip Hrgović. I don't see what people see and how he's the boogeyman is this. I think people just don't want to fight him because he don't. Who the fuck is he?
Yeah.
Nobody know who the guy is.
It's like Janabek, man.
Yeah, it's like Janabek. Janabek and Ezra. Ezra's not on here, but Ezra's really high on Janabek. And his thing is like, hey, you never know. Like, his argument is basically like, who have Charlo and Boo Boo beat to make you think they're the best middleweight? Why can't Janabek be that? And he's also using his eye test. But I'm like, I don't know, man. Nobody knows who the fuck that guy is. I'm not interested in seeing him in any fight.
Well, I just don't like the fact that when Janabek get in the pocket, he continues to lose that. And just like it was a fight on ESPN earlier where the guy is using his Philly shell, but you're fighting in a pocket in the Philly shell. And if you're an orthodox fighter, that means your left arm is at your fucking waist, excuse my language, at your waist, and you in the pocket and you getting hit with overhand rights. And this guy, I mean, he got knocked out. I think it was the Hill and what fight was that on the ESPN undercard? Hill versus I forgot the guy's name, but I mean, you in the pocket, just getting hit overhand rights. Like, I don't know if his corner wasn't telling him what was supposed to be happening, but he definitely ended up getting stopped. But yeah, I don't like that about Janabek. That the way he got some defensive issues that if a guy can get in there and press with him, he's gonna have some problems.
No, yeah, I agree. I do want to see more of him though, because I'm not discounting his chance to be good because at the end of the day, I've only seen him against Rob Brandt and Endom. Like, it's hard to get a real feel when you're facing low level competition. And I know Rob Brandt was a former world champion, but I never was high on Rob Brandt.
Like, he wiped him down.
Yeah, no, he beat the fuck out of him.
He wiped him down.
Oh, by the way, the fight you were talking about with Hill, it was Jeremy Hill versus Raymond Murataya.
Yeah.
Yo, and Raymond Murataya looked really good.
Yeah, he definitely looked good.
Oh, he's a lightweight too. He's 14-0 with 12 knockouts. Yo, the lightweight division, man. Just a lot of killers just coming up through that division.
Hey, that's who you give Keyshawn next.
Hey, maybe. He's trained by Robert Garcia, so he has a solid trainer. They have Robert Garcia and Team Bud. They have a little rivalry, like it was almost like a friendly rivalry, where they talk trash to each other about oh, my camp beat your camp this time and your camp beat my camp that time. Yeah. So I do like that idea of that fight, and they're both on the ESPN side. So
yeah, I think that's an easy fight to make. And then that's probably why maybe keeping them lined up. That's why he could have been on the undercard. You know how they do. You know the old tank trick. You know what I mean? Put him on the undercard, then fight him next.
Well, that's how Isaac Cruz got the chance to fight. He was going to fight on the undercard. They pulled out Rolly because of sexual assault accusations. So they just moved up the guy who was on the undercard. So you're not wrong in saying that.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. Definitely a great weekend, man. Great weekend.
Yo, but bro, it was a fantastic weekend. I'm fucking exhausted, bro.
Me too, man. Me too. Definitely.
So I appreciate you hopping on. I just want to share your channel so the fans could go subscribe and go check out his channel. This is one of my most knowledgeable boxing Twitter friends. So I would appreciate you guys if you guys go support my friend and go to his channel, A-Side Boxing Talk. 1 second. I'm going to screen share this right now. Oh, damn. I see you get your followers up.
Trying to, man. We're trying
to see you. I remember last time when I subscribed, you were like, I was your 39th, and now you're up to 62. Yeah. Yo, get my man at least to 65, man. Go type in A-Side Boxing Talk and hit that subscribe button, which is right here. Hit that subscribe button. Go support my guy. Obviously, listen, it's 2 a.m. here in the East Coast. He's out there giving me a breakdown of how he saw both fights last night. I'm exhausted. He's exhausted. Go to his channel, A-Side Boxing Talk. Go hit that subscribe button and definitely go. Yeah, watch his videos, hit that like button, follow him on Twitter. Is the same thing, A-Side Boxing Talk. But all right, man. Anything you want to say? Give out your socials or anything?
No, we good.
On the fight?
We on Twitter, A-Side Boxing Talk everywhere, man. Appreciate it, man. We're gonna be right here Sunday morning doing it again on the
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So. We definitely got to do more of these post-fight reactions. I really have fun, man.
Definitely.
All right, bro. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.